Welcome, dear friends, to a peaceful journey through 150 fascinating facts about the beloved world of The Legend of Zelda, a universe that has captivated hearts and imaginations for decades, where brave heroes don the tunic of courage, seeking the wisdom of the Triforce and the magic that binds them to the land of Hyrule. Tonight, we will drift through the winding paths of dungeons, where every stone tells a story, and each item, from the humble bomb to the mighty Master Sword, carries the weight of an adventure centuries in the making. We'll explore the treasures and trials that define Zelda's world, uncovering the secrets of dungeons, both ancient and new, and gently unraveling the lore of the items that have helped Link become the hero of legend. As we embark on this quiet, reflective journey together, let your mind soften and your body relax. Allow the weight of the day to fade and let the soothing rhythm of the story wash over you. Each word will guide you deeper into calm, where Zelda's magical world meets the tranquility of the night. And if you enjoy drifting through stories like this, you're welcome to subscribe and softly share with me where you're listening from tonight. Now take a deep breath, so let the quiet settle, and we'll begin our journey into the heart of Hyrule. Fact 1. The world of The Legend of Zelda began in 1986, a creation of Shigeru Miyamoto. He envisioned a place of wonder where players could explore, solve puzzles, and discover the hidden secrets. The name Zelda comes from Zelda Sayre Fitzgerald, a nod to the wife of author F. Scott Fitzgerald, symbolizing the elegance and mystery of the world Miyamoto wished to create. As Link's journey unfolded, this realm became a space where every corner held a story, each item a puzzle, and each dungeon a test of courage and heart, as if waiting for you to uncover its secrets. Fact 2. The first dungeon of The Legend of Zelda, located in the cavernous depths of the Great Palace, is where players first discover the simple yet iconic sword. The sword, a humble yet powerful tool, marks the beginning of Link's adventure, allowing him to fight back the dark forces threatening the land. Its presence in this first dungeon emphasizes the importance of items, for they are not mere tools, they are extensions of the hero's spirit, each one integral to overcoming the challenges ahead. The dungeon itself is a place of reflection, testing not just strength, but wisdom and courage. Fact 3. The iconic Master Sword, one of the series' most beloved items, was first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. The Master Sword is known as the Sword of Evil's Bane, and it plays a pivotal role in Link's quest. This blade, nestled in the Forest Temple, is not just a weapon, but a symbol of Link's destiny to protect Hyrule. Its connection to the Triforce represents the balance between power, wisdom, and courage, an enduring reminder that true strength comes from the harmony of all three. Fact 4. In the Legend of Zelda series, items often play a dual role. They are tools for survival and symbols of the hero's growth. Take the boomerang, for example, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986. While its primary use is simple, returning to Link's hand after being thrown, it becomes a metaphor for the cyclical nature of fate. The boomerang teaches the value of patience and persistence. Just as the boomerang always returns, so too does Link, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead, growing stronger with each journey, each dungeon, and each new item. Fact 5. The bomb, a simple yet effective item, is another essential tool in Link's quest. First seen in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, The bomb's purpose is clear: destroy barriers and enemies, opening the way for Link to progress. But its role is symbolic too, representing the destructive force of evil, which must be countered by the hero's strength and courage. Bombs are used throughout the series to clear dungeons, revealing secrets and hidden paths. Each explosion is a small victory, a reminder of the hero's ability to overcome obstacles and find new paths forward. Fact 6. The hookshot is another item that defines the Zelda series. Its first appearance was in The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. This item, which allows Link to grapple onto distant surfaces, not only serves a functional purpose, but also symbolizes Link's ability to reach beyond his immediate surroundings. It is a tool of exploration, enabling Link to navigate the vast dungeons and reach hidden treasures that would otherwise be out of his grasp. The hookshot also represents the connection between Link and the world, how every adventure brings new opportunities to bridge the distance between past and present. Fact 7. The heart container, one of the series' most recognizable items, has been a part of Link's journey since the very first Zelda game. Heart containers increase Link's health, providing him with more endurance as he faces the challenges ahead. Beyond its gameplay function, the heart container is a symbol of vitality, renewal, and growth. With each one Link collects, he becomes stronger, more resilient, able to withstand the trials set before him. It is as though the land of Hyrule and all its people are gifting him the strength he needs to protect them from the forces of darkness. Fact 8. The Master Sword, with its deep connection to Hyrule's history, is often intertwined with the fate of the land itself. In The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, it plays a central role in Link's growth from a child into a heroic figure. To draw the Master Sword, Link must prove himself worthy, traversing the vast and mysterious dungeons of Hyrule. The sword is more than a weapon. It is a rite of passage, a tangible sign of Link's ability to wield the power of courage. With it, Link stands ready to face the greatest challenges, embodying the strength of all those who came before him. Fact 9. The Pegasus Boots, introduced in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, allow Link to run at incredible speeds, helping him navigate the world of Hyrule with newfound agility. These boots serve as more than just a tool for movement. They represent the swift passage of time. As Link speeds through dungeons, avoiding traps and enemies, the Pegasus boots are a reminder of the fleeting nature of moments. They invite Link and the player to embrace the urgency of the journey, to move quickly when the time is right, and to take swift action when faced with challenges. Fact 10. The Triforce, the sacred relic of The Legend of Zelda, is central to the series' lore. It consists of 3 golden triangles, each representing one of the virtues: power, wisdom, and courage. In each game, the Triforce serves as a guide for Link's quest, often sought after by those who wish to wield its immense power. The Triforce is not just a tangible item, but a symbol of the balance that must be maintained within Hyrule. It reminds us that power alone is not enough. Wisdom and courage must also accompany it for true harmony to be achieved. Fact 11. The hookshot, a signature item in The Legend of Zelda, first appeared in A Link to the Past and has since become essential to Link's journey. With its ability to grapple onto distant points, it opens up new avenues of exploration in every dungeon. The hookshot's quiet power lies in its ability to bridge the gap between impossible spaces, both physically and metaphorically. As Link uses it to navigate the treacherous paths ahead, it symbolizes the link between worlds, between the known and the unknown, the present and the future, urging him to cross into the unfamiliar with confidence. Fact 12. The boomerang, a beloved item in the Zelda series, first appeared in The Legend of Zelda, 1986. Its unique design, a circle of returning power, has always felt symbolic of the cyclical nature of time. Each time Link throws the boomerang, it comes back to him, reminding us of the resilience of both the hero and his tools. Whether clearing enemies or solving puzzles, the boomerang represents more than just a weapon. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, things will always come full circle, bringing the hero closer to his goal. Fact 13. The magic mirror, first introduced in A Link to the Past, serves as a gateway between two parallel worlds, the light worlds and the dark world. This powerful item allows Link to traverse between these realities, revealing hidden truths and secrets. The magic mirror symbolizes reflection, both literal and metaphorical. It allows Link to see beyond the surface of things, to uncover what is hidden from plain sight. It's a tool that not only aids him in his quest, but also teaches the importance of self-awareness and the understanding of one's place in the ever-shifting world. Fact 14. In The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, the ocarina is an instrument of great power with the ability to manipulate time itself. This musical instrument allows Link to change the course of his journey, summoning storms, shifting the time of day, and even reversing the flow of time. The ocarina, with its haunting melodies, is a symbol of the connection between sound and time. Each note played is like a thread weaving through the fabric of reality, guiding Link through the passage of destiny. It teaches us that music, like time, flows with grace, ever present and eternal. Fact 15. The mirror shield, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a powerful item used to reflect light and block attacks. Its reflective surface mirrors not only the light, but also the strength of Link's resolve. As Link faces the challenges ahead, the mirror shield protects him, reflecting the forces of darkness that seek to overwhelm him. The shield's reflective surface serves as a metaphor for inner strength, how one's true power can be a reflection of their courage and will. The mirror shield is not just a defense, but a reminder that light can always pierce the darkness, no matter how deep. Fact 16. The fire rod, introduced in A Link to the Past, is an item that brings the heat of the elements to Link's fingertips. This fiery weapon allows Link to cast powerful blasts of flame, clearing obstacles and enemies in his path. It symbolizes the raw, untamed power of nature, a force that can both destroy and create. As Link uses the fire rod, he learns the importance of harnessing that power wisely. It's a reminder of the need for balance, how even the most powerful forces must be controlled and directed to bring about the desired change in the world. Fact 17. The ice rod, counterpart to the fire rod, also first appeared in A Link to the Past. This item, which allows Link to freeze enemies and obstacles, represents the opposite of fire: cold, stillness, and preservation. The ice rod embodies the quiet strength of patience, using the power of ice to halt the flow of time and movement. It teaches Link that sometimes the key to overcoming obstacles is not through force, but through stillness and control. The ice rod is a tool of strategy, where thoughtfulness can often be more powerful than brute strength. Fact 18. The Pegasus boots, which first appeared in A Link to the Past, grant Link the ability to move at incredible speeds, rushing through obstacles and dungeons. The boots symbolize the fleeting nature of time and the need to act quickly when opportunities arise. As Link sprints across Hyrule, he learns the importance of seizing the moment and moving with purpose. The Pegasus boots encourage him to find the balance between caution and action, reminding him that the path forward often requires both speed and foresight, a dance between what is ahead and what is left behind. Fact 19. The boomerang, first seen in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is more than just a simple projectile. It symbolizes the returning cycles of life and fate. In the dungeons of Hyrule, it can be used to stun enemies, solve puzzles, and retrieve distant items. With each throw, it returns to Link, a reminder that even the smallest actions can have rippling effects. The boomerang teaches us the power of return, how our choices, like the boomerang, inevitably circle back to us, shaping the world in ways we cannot always predict. Fact 20. The fireproof lizard scale, found in Breath of the Wild, is a unique item used to protect Link from the intense heat of certain areas. This scale, dropped by the fireproof Lizalfos, embodies resilience and adaptability. In the face of overwhelming heat, it provides Link the protection he needs to survive, allowing him to continue his journey undeterred. The fireproof lizard scale represents the ability to endure in harsh conditions, to remain steadfast even when the world around you seems unbearably difficult. It teaches Link and us that strength often comes from the ability to adapt and persevere. Fact 21. The Bombchu, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a small, mouse-like bomb that travels along the ground, exploding upon contact with walls or enemies. Its design is whimsical yet powerful, symbolizing the unexpected in Link's journey. The Bombchu adds an element of surprise, allowing Link to approach obstacles in new ways. It represents adaptability, the ability to find creative solutions to challenges, even when the conventional methods fail. As Link releases a Bombchu into the world, it's as though he is sending forth his own curiosity, exploring new possibilities with every step. Fact 22. The Deku Nut, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, is a small, round item that temporarily stuns enemies when thrown. While seemingly unimportant at first glance, the Deku Nut plays a vital role in many dungeons. It represents the value of small, often overlooked tools in Link's arsenal, those items that may seem insignificant but can make all the difference in a moment of need. The Deku Nut reminds us that even the smallest actions can create a pause in the chaos, allowing for moments of clarity and reflection amidst the challenges of life. Fact 23. The Master Sword's power is deeply intertwined with the hero's journey. In The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, it is said that only the worthy can wield the Master Sword, a blade that radiates pure light and the strength to banish evil. Its origins are shrouded in legend, tied to the very heart of Hyrule. The Master Sword is more than just a weapon, it's a symbol of destiny. For Link, it marks the moment when he steps into his true power, ready to face the darkness with unwavering courage and resolve. Fact 24. The Triforce, a divine relic of immense power, is central to the Legend of Zelda series. It consists of 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage, each representing an essential virtue that must be balanced for harmony in Hyrule. The Triforce is more than a mere item. It is the heartbeat of the entire series, guiding Link's journey. It represents the ideals that Link must strive to embody as he battles evil, solves puzzles, and navigates the world around him. The Triforce reminds us that true power lies not just in strength, but in wisdom and courage as well. Fact 25. The bomb bag, introduced in A Link to the Past, is an essential item that allows Link to carry and use bombs more efficiently. The bomb bag symbolizes the idea of preparation and resourcefulness. With each new bag, Link can carry more bombs, allowing him to deal with greater challenges. It serves as a reminder that success in life often depends on the tools we choose to carry with us, how well we prepare for what lies ahead. The bomb bag teaches that with the right resources, we can overcome even the most difficult of obstacles. Fact 26. The fairy slingshot, a weapon introduced in Ocarina of Time, may seem simple at first, but it plays a pivotal role in Link's early adventures. This small slingshot uses fairy targeted pellets to strike enemies and hit distant switches. The fairy slingshot represents the importance of precision and timing in Link's journey. It's a reminder that even the most unassuming items can prove crucial when used with care and attention. The slingshot teaches Link and us that the power of an item lies not in its size, but in how it is wielded with purpose and skill. Fact 27. The hammer, introduced in A Link to the Past, is a mighty weapon that allows Link to smash obstacles, defeat powerful enemies, and even solve intricate puzzles. The hammer is symbolic of raw strength and the ability to break through barriers. However, it also represents the balance between force and control. While the hammer is heavy and destructive, it must be used with purpose. The hammer teaches Link the value of decisive action, knowing when to use force and when to step back, understanding that strength must always be tempered with wisdom. Fact 28. The Golden Gauntlets, introduced in Ocarina of Time, are a pair of powerful gloves that grant Link the ability to lift heavier stones and obstacles. These gauntlets symbolize strength, not just in a physical sense, but in an emotional and mental one as well. With the golden gauntlets, Link is able to push past his limits, overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. They remind us that true power comes from within, from the strength to carry burdens, whether physical or emotional, and to continue moving forward no matter the weight of the world around us. Fact 29. The lens of truth, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to see hidden paths, invisible enemies, and the true nature of the world around him. This magical item represents the power of clarity and perception. The lens of truth teaches Link and us that sometimes the answers to our challenges are hidden from view. It reminds us that we must seek deeper understanding, to look beyond the surface and uncover the truths that lie beneath. In the dark, the lens of truth is a beacon guiding Link toward the hidden paths of his destiny. Fact 30. The Hylian Shield, introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is the most iconic shield in the series, symbolizing the enduring strength of Hyrule itself. Crafted with the emblem of the Triforce, the Hylian Shield is a protector of the land and of Link. Its durability and steadfast defense serve as a reminder that protection is not only about physical defense, but about preserving the values and people one holds dear. The Hylian Shield teaches Link that true courage is found not only in fighting, but in safeguarding what is most precious. Fact 31. The red tunic, first appearing in A Link to the Past, symbolizes a heightened state of courage and strength. When Link wears the red tunic, his defense is greatly improved, allowing him to withstand more damage from enemies. The tunic represents the evolution of Link's character. It marks his growth as a hero, from the green of innocence to the red of power. The red tunic teaches that, like Link, we too must evolve in our lives, gathering strength and wisdom from each experience, preparing ourselves for the challenges ahead with resilience and determination. Fact 32. The silver arrow introduced in A Link to the Past is the weapon that Link uses to defeat Ganon, the embodiment of evil. These arrows, shining with purity and strength, pierce through the darkness, bringing an end to Ganon's reign. The silver arrow represents the triumph of light over darkness, of hope overcoming despair. In the Zelda series, these arrows symbolize the final, decisive blow against overwhelming odds. They remind us that even in the darkest times, there is always a light that can pierce through, bringing clarity and resolution to the struggle. Fact 33. The bomb, first appearing in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a fundamental item in the series. Used to break through obstacles, destroy enemies, and reveal hidden paths, the bomb serves as a tool of both destruction and discovery. It symbolizes the duality of power, how it can either create or destroy, depending on how it is used. The bomb teaches us about the importance of timing and precision, how carefully chosen actions can have lasting effects on the world around us, clearing the way for new opportunities and growth on our journey forward. Fact 34. The Master Sword, often referred to as the Blade of Evil's Bane, is perhaps the most iconic weapon in the Zelda series. It first appears in A Link to the Past and becomes central to Link's quest. The sword is not just a tool of combat, it is a symbol of hope and purity, representing the courage needed to defeat evil. In every game, the Master Sword's power grows as Link matures, showing that true strength comes not just from physical might, but from inner growth, wisdom, and the unwavering will to protect the world. Fact 35. The Great Fairy Fountain, first appearing in The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, is a mystical place where Link can receive upgrades for his items and abilities. The fountain is a symbol of rebirth and transformation. It represents a place of healing, where Link's spirit is refreshed and his power is renewed. In the serene and peaceful atmosphere of the Great Fairy Fountain, Link's connection to the land and its magic deepens. It teaches us that, like Link, we too must seek moments of quiet reflection to rejuvenate and prepare ourselves for what lies ahead. Fact 36. The Wind Waker, introduced in The Legend of Zelda. The Wind Waker is a magical conductor's baton that allows Link to control the winds. This item is not only essential for sailing, but also represents the power of music and rhythm in shaping one's destiny. Through the Wind Waker, Link learns to harmonize with the world around him, using the winds to guide him toward his goal. The Wind Waker teaches us that just as the winds shift and change, we too must learn to adapt to life's rhythms, finding our path in harmony with the world. Fact 37. The Blue Ring, first seen in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is an item that increases Link's defense. When worn, the blue ring allows Link to take less damage, giving him a greater chance of survival in the face of danger. The blue ring symbolizes protection, shielding Link from harm as he journeys through Hyrule's most perilous dungeons. It reminds us that, like Link, we must seek protection when needed, whether in the form of strength, knowledge, or the support of those around us, and learn to face life's challenges with resilience and caution. Fact 38. The boomerang, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a versatile tool used for combat and solving puzzles. When thrown, it returns to Link, symbolizing the cyclical nature of fate. The boomerang teaches patience and persistence, as Link must wait for it to return before he can use it again. Its role in the dungeons reminds us that, like the boomerang, our actions may return to us, for better or worse. The boomerang is a reminder that sometimes the smallest actions can have the greatest impact, and that everything we do is part of a greater cycle. Fact 39. The hookshot, first introduced in A Link to the Past, is an essential tool that allows Link to grapple onto distant surfaces. This tool represents Link's ability to bridge gaps, both literal and metaphorical, between the known and the unknown. The hookshot is symbolic of Link's journey, a continuous stretch toward the horizon, ever reaching for new experiences and challenges. It teaches us that we too must reach beyond our immediate grasp, using the tools we have to bridge the gaps in our own lives, whether they be physical, emotional, or intellectual. Fact 40. The Triforce of Wisdom, one of the three parts of the legendary Triforce, represents the virtue of wisdom in the Legend of Zelda series. In Ocarina of Time, Princess Zelda, the bearer of the Triforce of Wisdom, is a guiding force throughout Link's journey. The Triforce of Wisdom teaches us the importance of knowledge and discernment. It reminds us that wisdom is not simply knowing facts, but understanding how to use them for good. It is about seeing the bigger picture and making choices that will benefit not only ourselves, but the world around us. Fact 41. The Silver Gauntlets, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to lift heavy stones and objects that were previously out of his reach. These gauntlets symbolize strength, both physical and emotional, and represent the growth of Link's character. With each new challenge, Link becomes stronger, both in his ability to wield power and in his understanding of responsibility. The Silver Gauntlets teach that true strength comes from overcoming obstacles, not just in body but in heart, enabling us to lift the weight of life's burdens and move forward with courage and determination. Fact 42. The Red Potion, first seen in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, restores Link's health, symbolizing renewal and rejuvenation. In the dungeons of Hyrule, where danger and hardship are ever present, the Red Potion represents the chance to begin anew. It is a reminder that no matter how difficult the journey may be, there is always an opportunity to heal and restore oneself. Whether through physical rest or emotional healing, the Red Potion teaches us that we must take time to recover when needed, allowing us to face the challenges ahead with renewed energy and hope. Fact 43. The Fairy, introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a small glowing creature that revives Link when he falls in battle. Fairy companions are often found in the darkest corners of the dungeons, offering their healing light when Link needs it most. The fairy symbolizes resilience and rebirth. It represents the belief that no matter how dire the circumstances, there is always a chance for renewal. The fairy reminds us that even in moments of despair, there is hope, and sometimes it is the smallest of lights that guide us through the darkness. Fact 44. The Bombchu, are first introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a small, bomb-like creature that rolls along the ground, seeking out targets. While similar to the traditional bomb, The bombchu offers a unique way to attack enemies and destroy obstacles. Its whimsical nature, combined with its deadly precision, makes it a symbol of creativity and resourcefulness. The bombchu teaches us that the path to overcoming challenges is not always straightforward. Sometimes, the most unconventional solutions can be the most effective, reminding us that thinking outside the box can bring the greatest rewards in our own journeys. Fact 45. The hookshot, first seen in A Link to the Past, is an item that allows Link to grapple onto distant ledges and objects, extending his reach. This tool represents Link's ability to connect with the world around him, drawing closer to what is distant and unreachable. Symbolizes the importance of persistence and adaptability in overcoming obstacles. The hookshot teaches that, even when the way ahead seems blocked, there is always a tool, a method, or a perspective that can bridge the gap, bringing us closer to our goals, no matter how far they may seem. Fact 46. The bomb, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a tool of destruction and revelation. It is used to blow open walls, defeat enemies, and uncover hidden treasures. The bomb represents the power of change, the willingness to disrupt the status quo in order to reveal something new. It symbolizes the force of transformation, whether in the physical world or within ourselves. The bomb teaches that sometimes we must be willing to break down barriers, both external and internal, to discover the opportunities that lie beyond them, awaiting our discovery. Fact 47. The big key, introduced in A Link to the Past, is a powerful item that opens the doors to the final boss of each dungeon. This key represents access to the next stage of Link's journey, unlocking the path to the ultimate challenge. The big key is not just a practical item, but a symbol of growth and progression. It teaches us that each challenge we face unlocks something greater, an opportunity to move forward, to test our strength, and to face the unknown with the wisdom and courage we've gained along the way. Fact 48. The ice arrows, first seen in Ocarina of Time, are a magical projectile that freezes enemies and obstacles in place. The ice arrows symbolize the power of stillness, the ability to halt the flow of time and movement. This item represents the opposite of fire. It teaches Link that sometimes the key to overcoming challenges is not through force, but through control and patience. The ice arrows remind us that stillness can be just as powerful as action, and that finding balance between the two is crucial in navigating the complexities of life. Fact 49. The Master Sword, often called the Blade of Evil's Bane, first appeared in A Link to the Past and has become synonymous with Link's journey. The Master Sword is a symbol of purity, courage, and strength, often tied to the defeat of evil forces in the land of Hyrule. Its sacred power is unmatched, and it represents Link's ultimate connection to the divine forces at play in his world. The Master Sword teaches that the path to true strength lies in understanding the responsibility that comes with power and using it to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Fact 50. The fairy slingshot, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is an early item that allows Link to shoot pellets at distant targets and enemies. Although simple in design, the fairy slingshot plays a key role in Link's journey, teaching him the importance of precision and timing. It symbolizes the first steps toward mastery over the tools Link wields. The fairy slingshot serves as a reminder that every great journey begins with small, deliberate actions, and that even the most humble of tools can be invaluable when used with care, skill, and purpose. Fact 51. The bomb bag, first introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to carry and store bombs for future use. The bomb bag symbolizes preparedness and resourcefulness, teaching Link the value of planning ahead. With the bomb bag, Link can access the tools he needs to break through obstacles, destroy enemies, and reveal hidden paths. It serves as a reminder that success often depends on how well we prepare for the challenges ahead. The bomb bag encourages us to gather what we need, to plan our steps carefully, and to face obstacles with patience and strategy. Fact 52. The mirror shield, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, is a powerful defensive item that reflects light and protects Link from attacks. The shield's reflective surface symbolizes both protection and insight, offering a way to push back the forces of darkness. The mirror shield represents the balance between defense and reflection, how protecting oneself also involves looking inward. It teaches Link that in the face of danger, we must not only defend, but also reflect on our own strengths and weaknesses, finding clarity and understanding to guide our actions and decisions in the world around us. Fact 53. The fire rod, first seen in A Link to the Past, is an item that allows Link to shoot blasts of fire, burning obstacles and enemies alike. The fire rod represents the raw, untamed force of nature, a power that can both create and destroy. It symbolizes the need for balance, how great power must be controlled to be effective. The fire rod teaches Link that while strength can be a tool for progress, it must be used wisely. It reminds us that harnessing our own power requires restraint, patience, and the wisdom to know when and how to unleash it. Fact 54. The Bombchu, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a small, mouse-like bomb that rolls along the ground, seeking out its target. This whimsical yet deadly item represents the unexpected in Link's journey. Just as the Bombchu follows its own path, Link often finds himself guided by forces beyond his control. The Bombchu teaches that, much like the winding journey ahead, some paths may be unexpected, and we must learn to adapt and trust in the process. It reminds us that even in chaos, there can be purpose and direction if we are willing to embrace it. Fact 55. The hookshot, a signature item in the Legend of Zelda series, first appeared in A Link to the Past and has since become a key tool in Link's arsenal. With it, a Link can grapple onto distant points, pulling himself toward them or pulling items closer. The hookshot represents Link's ability to bridge gaps, both literal and metaphorical. It symbolizes the journey to connect with the world around us, to reach for things just beyond our grasp, and to overcome obstacles by stretching beyond our current limitations. It teaches that every challenge has a solution if we reach for it. Fact 56. The Fairy Fountain, a serene and magical location first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, serves as a place of healing and renewal for Link. In these fountains, Link can recover his health and acquire valuable upgrades. The Fairy Fountain represents the power of rest and rejuvenation. It teaches that even the bravest heroes need moments of quiet reflection and healing to regain their strength. The Fairy Fountain reminds us that in times of hardship, taking time to rest and restore ourselves is essential in continuing our journey forward with renewed strength and clarity. Fact 57. The Lens of Truth, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is an item that reveals hidden things in the world, whether invisible enemies, secret paths, or hidden objects. The lens symbolizes the power of perception, allowing Link to see beyond what the eye can discern. It teaches that the truth is not always immediately visible and that it requires patience and the right tools to uncover. The lens of truth reminds us to look deeper, to seek understanding beyond surface appearances, and to find clarity in the hidden layers of the world around us, as well as within ourselves. Fact 58: the Pegasus boots, first introduced in A Link to the Past, allow Link to move at high speed, dashing through obstacles and enemies alike. The boots represent the power of swift action and decisiveness. They symbolize the importance of moving quickly when the moment calls for it, seizing opportunities before they pass. The Pegasus boots teach Link to act with purpose and confidence, to trust in his instincts and take action when needed. They remind us that while caution is necessary, there are times when moving swiftly can lead us to new paths and opportunities. Fact 59: the Master Sword, one of the most iconic items in The Legend of Zelda, is often referred to as the Blade of Evil's Bane. First appearing in A Link to the Past, the sword is a powerful tool used by Link to defeat evil forces, most notably Ganon. The Master Sword represents Link's connection to the divine and his role as a protector of Hyrule. It symbolizes purity, strength, and the unwavering commitment to fight for justice. The Master Sword teaches that true courage is found in standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. Fact 60: the Ice Rod, first seen in A Link to the Past, allows Link to freeze enemies and obstacles in his path. This item represents the calm, steady force of ice, as opposed to the raw power of fire. The Ice Rod teaches Link that sometimes the key to overcoming obstacles is not through force, but through patience and control. It reminds us that stillness can be as powerful as movement, and that sometimes the best way forward is by freezing time, observing, and carefully considering our next steps before acting. Fact 61: the Golden Gauntlets, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to lift massive stones and obstacles, revealing hidden paths and treasures. These gauntlets symbolize the power to overcome seemingly insurmountable barriers. They teach that great strength is not just physical, but emotional and mental as well. With these gauntlets, Link becomes empowered to push past limits and uncover what is hidden beneath the surface. The Golden Gauntlets remind us that, like Link, we too must challenge our boundaries and discover the hidden opportunities that await us when we have the strength to move forward. Fact 62: the boomerang, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a tool that can stun enemies, solve puzzles, and retrieve distant items. It represents the cyclical nature of time and the interconnectedness of all things. When Link throws the boomerang, it always returns to him, just as actions and decisions eventually circle back. The boomerang teaches that our actions have lasting effects, and the things we do will often return to us. It reminds us to be mindful of the choices we make and the way they reverberate through the course of our journey. Fact 63: the Wind Waker, introduced in The Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker is a magical conductor's baton that allows Link to control the winds. The Wind Waker symbolizes the power of rhythm and harmony as it helps Link navigate the vast seas of the world. This item teaches Link that just like the winds, life requires a balance of forces, timing, direction, and purpose. The Wind Waker reminds us to find harmony in our own lives, learning to move with the flow of events rather than against them, embracing the natural rhythm of our journey. Fact 64. The silver arrow, first appearing in A Link to the Past, is a powerful weapon used to defeat Ganon, the source of evil in Hyrule. The silver arrow symbolizes the light that pierces the darkness, representing the triumph of good over evil. It teaches Link that in moments of great darkness, we must remain steadfast and find the strength to act decisively. The silver arrow reminds us that, while evil may be powerful, it can be overcome with courage and the willingness to fight for what is right, even when the odds seem impossible. Fact 65. The fairy slingshot, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a ranged weapon that allows Link to hit distant targets and enemies with precision. It represents the idea of aiming for what's just out of reach, using skill and focus to overcome challenges. The fairy slingshot teaches that sometimes it's not about brute strength, but the ability to focus and strike with precision. It reminds us that in our own lives, achieving our goals requires not only determination, but also the ability to aim carefully and use the tools we have in the most effective way. Fact 66. The Bombchu, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a bomb-shaped creature that rolls along the ground, seeking its target before exploding. The Bombchu represents the unexpected and the whimsical in Link's journey. While it may seem like a simple tool, its unique behavior allows it to solve problems in unexpected ways. The Bombchu teaches us that life's challenges are often not solved with conventional methods. Sometimes we must embrace the unconventional and be willing to take risks in order to overcome obstacles and find creative solutions to the problems we face. Fact 67. The fire rod, first appearing in A Link to the Past, is an item that allows Link to shoot fireballs at enemies and obstacles. The fire rod symbolizes passion and energy, the untamed power of the elements. It teaches Link that while great power is necessary to overcome the darkest challenges, it must be harnessed and controlled with wisdom. The fire rod reminds us that raw energy, when directed with purpose, can lead to great victories. It calls us to channel our own passions with care and use them to create rather than destroy. Fact 68. The big key, introduced in A Link to the Past, is used to unlock the doors of the final boss in each dungeon. The big key represents the unlocking of potential, both in the world around Link and within himself. It symbolizes the progression of the journey, how each step taken brings Link closer to his ultimate goal. The big key teaches us that in life, unlocking the next step requires growth and understanding. It reminds us that to move forward, we must first unlock the doors of opportunity with patience, wisdom, and courage. Fact 69. The ice rod, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to freeze enemies and obstacles in his path. This item represents the power of control, using the element of ice to stop the flow of time and action. The ice rod teaches Link that sometimes the best way forward is not through force, but through stillness. It's a reminder that we can often solve problems by pausing, taking a step back, and allowing the situation to freeze momentarily. The ice rod teaches patience and strategy, urging us to find calm in the face of chaos. Fact 70. The lens of truth, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to see the hidden world around him. Whether revealing invisible enemies or secret paths, the lens of truth symbolizes the importance of perception. It teaches Link that sometimes the world is not as it seems, and we must look deeper to uncover the truth. The lens of truth reminds us that not everything is visible at first glance. In our own lives, we are often called to look beyond the surface and see the hidden truths that lie just beneath the surface. Fact 71: the red potion, introduced in The Legend of Zelda 1986, is an essential item for Link, restoring his health when he is in dire need. It symbolizes renewal and vitality, offering a chance to recover after hardships. The red potion teaches Link the importance of taking moments to restore his strength, both physically and emotionally. Just as the potion rejuvenates Link, we too must recognize when we need to pause and replenish ourselves. The red potion reminds us that even after struggles, there is always an opportunity to heal and continue our journey with renewed energy. Fact 72: the magic mirror, first appearing in A Link to the Past, allows Link to travel between the light world and the dark world. It represents the ability to see beyond the surface and into deeper realms. The mirror symbolizes reflection and duality, how reality can shift, revealing hidden truths when we look more closely. The magic mirror teaches that, like Link, we too must be willing to look beyond the obvious and confront what lies beneath the surface. It's a reminder that self-awareness and perception are key to navigating the complexities of the world around us. Fact 73: the hookshot, first seen in A Link to the Past, allows Link to grapple onto distant ledges and surfaces, bridging gaps and creating new paths. The hookshot symbolizes the connection between different worlds and ideas. It represents the journey from the familiar to the unknown, from what is within reach to what lies just beyond. The hookshot teaches Link that to reach greater heights, one must sometimes use the right tools to bridge the distance. It reminds us that with the right perspective and effort, even the most distant goals can become achievable. Fact 74: the boomerang, introduced in The Legend of Zelda 1986, is a returning item that can stun enemies and hit distant targets. The boomerang represents the cyclical nature of time, how actions often come full circle. It teaches Link the value of patience as he waits for the boomerang to return, symbolizing how sometimes in life we must take action and trust that things will return to us. The boomerang reminds us that life's patterns are often repetitive, and with each return, we gain new understanding and progress along our path. Fact 75: the Hylian shield, first appearing in The Legend of Zelda 1986, is the most iconic shield in the series. Bearing the symbol of the Triforce, it represents protection, courage, and the legacy of Hyrule. The Hylian shield's durability and design make it a vital tool for Link in his battles against evil. It symbolizes the shield of hope, the protector of all that is good. The Hylian shield teaches Link the value of safeguarding what is precious, whether through physical protection or standing firm in one's beliefs, reminding us to defend what we hold dear in life. Fact 76: the bomb bag, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to carry multiple bombs, making it easier to use this powerful tool strategically. The bomb bag symbolizes preparedness and foresight, offering Link the ability to tackle larger challenges with greater precision. The item teaches Link the importance of carrying the right tools for the journey ahead. The bomb bag reminds us that, in life, we must equip ourselves with the knowledge and resources we need to face challenges head on, using our tools wisely and with purpose to break down barriers and open new paths. Fact 77: the big key, introduced in A Link to the Past, is essential for unlocking the doors to the final bosses in each dungeon. This key symbolizes the unlocking of potential and progress, representing the moment when Link is ready to confront the greatest challenges. The big key teaches us that in life, we often need to unlock new opportunities, pushing forward to the next stage of our journey. It reminds us that with each key we unlock, we come closer to realizing our full potential and understanding the deeper truths that lie ahead. Fact 78. The lens of truth, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to see hidden things, such as invisible enemies and secret paths. It represents the importance of clarity and perception, teaching Link to look beyond what is immediately visible and uncover deeper truths. The lens of truth symbolizes the need to see through the illusion and find the reality beneath. It reminds us that there is often more than meets the eye, encouraging us to seek deeper understanding and uncover what may be hidden in our lives, relationships, and experiences. Fact 79. The fire rod, first seen in A Link to the Past, allows Link to cast powerful blasts of fire, burning obstacles and enemies in his way. The fire rod symbolizes the power of transformation, the ability to use raw energy to alter the environment and overcome obstacles. The fire rod teaches Link that power, when harnessed with intention, can bring change and progress. It reminds us that in our own lives, we too can wield the energy we possess to create transformation, clearing the way for new opportunities to emerge from the heat of determination. Fact 80. The Triforce, one of the central symbols in the legend of Zelda, represents the balance of three virtues: power, wisdom, and courage. The Triforce is sought after by many, but can only be wielded by those who understand the importance of harmony between these virtues. The Triforce symbolizes the strength that comes from balance, teaching Link that true power is not found in strength alone, but in the harmonious relationship between courage, wisdom, and strength. It reminds us that balance in our own lives leads to the ability to face challenges with grace and purpose. Fact 81. The fireproof lizard scale, introduced in Breath of the Wild, is a unique item that allows Link to survive in intense heat. Dropped by the fireproof Lizalfos, this scale provides Link with the protection he needs to explore dangerous, fiery regions of Hyrule. The fireproof lizard scale symbolizes resilience, teaching Link that overcoming the harshest conditions often requires preparation and the right tools. It reminds us that in our own lives, we too must prepare for difficult circumstances, seeking the right resources to protect ourselves from challenges that seem overwhelming at first glance. Fact 82. The ice arrows, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to freeze enemies and obstacles, giving him a tactical advantage in the most dangerous situations. The ice arrows symbolize the power of stillness and control, teaching Link that sometimes the best way to move forward is to pause and freeze time, allowing space for clarity. They remind us that in moments of chaos, taking a step back and finding a moment of stillness can offer the perspective and peace needed to move forward, guiding us through obstacles with calm and precision. Fact 83. The Master Sword, often called the Blade of Evil's Bane, first appeared in A Link to the Past. It is one of the most iconic weapons in the Zelda series, symbolizing purity and the power to overcome evil. The Master Sword represents Link's growth as a hero, his journey from a young boy to a protector of Hyrule. It teaches us that, like Link, we too must cultivate our strength over time. The Master Sword reminds us that through wisdom, courage, and perseverance, we can overcome the darkness in our own lives and emerge stronger. Fact 84: the mirror shield, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a defensive item that reflects light and protects Link from incoming attacks. It symbolizes the need to reflect both physically and mentally in the face of adversity. The mirror shield teaches Link that to protect oneself from harm, one must be able to deflect negativity and focus on inner strength. It reminds us that in our own lives, we must not only guard ourselves against external challenges, but also reflect on our thoughts and actions, ensuring we remain true to our values in times of stress. Fact 85: the hookshot, first appearing in A Link to the Past, allows Link to reach distant ledges and objects. It represents the ability to bridge gaps, both literal and metaphorical. The hookshot symbolizes the tools we need to navigate the difficult moments in our journey. It teaches Link that progress often requires effort and the right tools to bridge the divide between what is and what could be. The hookshot reminds us that reaching our goals requires patience and the willingness to reach beyond our current limitations, trusting that the effort will lead to new possibilities. Fact 86: the golden gauntlets, introduced in Ocarina of Time, empower Link to lift the heaviest obstacles and reveal hidden paths. These gauntlets symbolize strength, not just physical, but the emotional and mental fortitude required to overcome difficult challenges. The golden gauntlets teach Link that through perseverance, we can break through barriers and move forward, no matter how impossible the task may seem. They remind us that strength comes from within, and sometimes we must dig deep to find the courage and resolve to keep going, even when the path ahead is unclear. Fact 87: the ice rod, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to freeze enemies and obstacles, offering him a unique way to solve puzzles and defeat foes. The ice rod symbolizes the power of patience, using the coolness of ice to halt the progress of time and movement. The ice rod teaches Link that when faced with challenges, sometimes the best solution is not to charge forward with force, but to take a step back, freeze the situation, and carefully assess the best way to proceed. It reminds us that stillness can often create the greatest movement. Fact 88: the bomb shoe, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a small, bomb-like creature that rolls on the ground, seeking out targets before exploding. The bomb shoe represents the unexpected and playful aspects of Link's journey. It adds an element of surprise, offering Link a tool that behaves differently from conventional bombs. The bomb shoe teaches Link that not all challenges are met with traditional solutions. Sometimes, the most unconventional methods are the most effective, and the unexpected can lead to the discovery of new, creative paths to solving problems. Fact 89: the fairy slingshot, introduced in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to shoot pellets at distant enemies and targets. The fairy slingshot represents the importance of precision and focus, enabling Link to hit targets that are far beyond his reach. It teaches Link that in order to overcome obstacles, he must hone his skills and practice with patience. The fairy slingshot reminds us that great accomplishments are often the result of small, careful steps, each action requiring intention and attention to detail as we aim for our goals with determination. Fact 90: the boomerang, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is an iconic item that returns to Link after being thrown. The boomerang symbolizes the cyclical nature of time and the interconnectedness of all things. It teaches Link that actions have lasting consequences, and what is given will often return. The boomerang reminds us that, like the cycles of life, our actions can circle back, influencing the future. It invites us to be mindful of the choices we make, knowing that they will return to us, shaping our path in unexpected ways. Fact 91. The Master Sword is often referred to as the Blade of Evil's Bane, and it is one of the most important items in the Zelda series. First introduced in A Link to the Past, the sword symbolizes purity, courage, and the unwavering commitment to vanquish evil. It is the weapon Link uses to defeat Ganon and protect the Triforce. The Master Sword teaches us that to face overwhelming challenges, we must first embrace our own courage and inner strength. It reminds us that true power lies not in physical might, but in our ability to stand firm in the face of darkness. Fact 92. The Mirror Shield, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, is one of the most iconic shields in the Legend of Zelda. Its reflective surface allows Link to deflect attacks and redirect light. The mirror shield symbolizes the need for defense, but also self-reflection. It teaches Link that true protection comes not just from shields, but from understanding oneself and using one's strength wisely. The mirror shield reminds us that self-awareness is a powerful tool, allowing us to deflect negativity and focus on what is truly important as we navigate the challenges ahead. Fact 93. The lens of truth, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to see the hidden world around him, revealing invisible enemies, secret paths, and hidden objects. This item symbolizes perception, urging Link to see beyond the surface and uncover deeper truths. The lens of truth teaches us that, to understand the full picture, we must look beyond the obvious and seek clarity. It reminds us that sometimes the most important truths are hidden from view, and we must take the time to search for them, seeing the world with a deeper sense of awareness. Fact 94. The hookshot, introduced in A Link to the Past, is a tool that allows Link to grapple onto distant surfaces, pulling himself closer to unreachable places. The hookshot symbolizes Link's ability to reach beyond the immediate, stretching toward the unknown with confidence and perseverance. It teaches Link that in life, sometimes we must reach for things just beyond our grasp, using the tools and opportunities available to us. The hookshot reminds us that with effort and the right resources, we can bridge the gap between where we are and where we want to go. Fact 95. The bomb bag, first introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to carry and store multiple bombs for future use. This item symbolizes preparedness and strategy, teaching Link the value of planning ahead. With the bomb bag, Link can face bigger challenges and confront enemies with greater precision. The bomb bag reminds us that success often depends on preparation, gathering the resources we need, and being ready for the obstacles ahead. It encourages us to take stock of our tools and make sure we are fully equipped for whatever comes our way. Fact 96. The ice arrows, introduced in Ocarina of Time, are a magical projectile that freezes enemies and obstacles in Link's path. The ice arrows symbolize the quiet power of stillness and control. They teach Link that sometimes the key to overcoming challenges is not through force, but through patience and calm. The ice arrows remind us that stillness can create the space needed to solve problems and move forward with clarity. In a world of constant motion, they invite us to embrace moments of pause, allowing us to approach situations with a peaceful mind. Fact 97. The Golden Gauntlets, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, empower Link to lift heavier stones and obstacles that would otherwise be beyond his strength. These gauntlets symbolize physical and emotional resilience, teaching Link that with perseverance, he can overcome even the heaviest burdens. The Golden Gauntlets remind us that strength is not just about power, it's about endurance, patience, and the will to keep pushing forward. They invite us to find the strength within ourselves to face the challenges of life, no matter how impossible they may seem at first glance. Fact 98. The Fire Rod, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to cast powerful blasts of fire to burn through enemies and obstacles. The fire rod symbolizes passion and energy, the raw, untamed power of the element of fire. It teaches Link that power must be used with care and precision. The fire rod reminds us that strength, when wielded recklessly, can cause destruction. However, when controlled and focused, it has the potential to transform the world, helping us clear obstacles and move forward with purpose, creating warmth and light in the process. Fact 99. The Bombchu, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a bomb-like creature that rolls on the ground, seeking out targets before exploding. The Bombchu represents the playful yet powerful side of Link's journey. It teaches him that while he may not always have control over how things unfold, he can still rely on creativity and adaptability to overcome challenges. The Bombchu reminds us that in life, we must be open to unexpected solutions and embrace the surprising moments that lead to success. Sometimes, the most unorthodox approaches bring the greatest rewards. Fact 100. The Fairy Slingshot, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, is a tool that allows Link to hit distant enemies and targets with precision. The Fairy Slingshot represents the importance of careful aim and focus. It teaches Link that achieving success is often about hitting the right target at the right time with deliberate intention. The Fairy Slingshot reminds us that even small, seemingly insignificant tools can have a powerful impact when used with precision. It encourages us to stay focused on our goals, carefully considering each step before we act and trusting in the process. Fact 101. The Hookshot, first introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to bridge gaps and reach distant ledges. This item represents the connection between Link and the world around him, helping him traverse both physical and metaphorical divides. The hookshot teaches us that in life, we must sometimes reach beyond our immediate surroundings, pushing ourselves to explore new possibilities. It reminds us that obstacles are often temporary, and with the right tools, we can overcome the gaps between where we are and where we wish to go, finding new paths along the way. Fact 102. The Golden Gauntlets, introduced in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to lift large boulders and obstacles. This item symbolizes the strength needed to face monumental challenges. The Golden Gauntlets teach us that, in life, there will always be burdens and obstacles that feel too heavy to carry. Yet, like Link, we can build the strength to overcome these difficulties, breaking through barriers with determination. They remind us that true power comes not from sheer force, but from perseverance, patience, and the ability to endure even when the weight of the world seems overwhelming. Fact 103. The Bombchu, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a small bomb that rolls on the ground, seeking its target before exploding. The bomb chew symbolizes creativity and surprise, teaching Link that challenges don't always require conventional methods. The bomb chew reminds us that sometimes the most effective solutions come from thinking outside the box. It encourages us to embrace the unexpected and be open to unconventional ways of overcoming obstacles. Just like Link uses the bomb chew in creative ways, we too can find success through innovation and a willingness to take a different path when needed. Fact 104: the fire rod, first seen in A Link to the Past, allows Link to unleash powerful blasts of fire. The fire rod symbolizes the raw, untamed power of the elements, teaching Link to harness his strength and channel it wisely. The fire rod reminds us that while power can be a force of destruction, it can also create warmth and light when used with care. It teaches us that in life, we must control our passions and energies, using them purposefully to clear obstacles, ignite change, and move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Fact 105: the fairy slingshot introduced in Ocarina of Time allows Link to shoot pellets at distant enemies and targets. This item symbolizes precision, focus, and the importance of hitting the right mark. The fairy slingshot teaches Link that success comes not from random actions, but from careful aim and thoughtful intention. It reminds us that in our own lives, achieving our goals often requires attention to detail and a steady hand. The fairy slingshot encourages us to stay focused, to aim true, and to trust that with patience, our efforts will find their mark. Fact 106: the Triforce, one of the central elements in the Legend of Zelda, consists of three parts: power, wisdom, and courage. The Triforce symbolizes the balance of these virtues and represents the ideal that Link must strive for. It teaches Link that true strength is not found in any single quality, but in the harmony between all three. The Triforce reminds us that in life, we too must find balance between our actions, thoughts, and emotions. It encourages us to embrace each of these virtues, to navigate the complexities of life, and to grow stronger with each challenge. Fact 107: the lens of truth, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, reveals hidden paths and invisible enemies. This item symbolizes the importance of clarity and the need to see the world as it truly is. The lens of truth teaches Link that not everything is visible at first glance, and that sometimes the answers to life's challenges lie just beneath the surface. It reminds us that in our own journeys, we must seek clarity and understanding, looking deeper to uncover the truths that are often hidden from plain sight, allowing us to make more informed decisions. Fact 108: the mirror shield, introduced in Ocarina of Time, reflects light and deflects attacks. This shield symbolizes the need for self reflection and introspection, teaching Link that protection often involves looking inward, the mirror. Shield reminds us that in our own lives, we must be able to reflect on our actions, protect ourselves from negativity, and focus on what truly matters. Just as the shield reflects light, it encourages us to turn our focus inward and align our actions with our deepest values, ensuring we move forward with strength and clarity. Fact 109: the big key, first introduced in A Link to the Past, unlocks the doors to the final boss of each dungeon. This key symbolizes progress, representing the moment when Link is ready to face the ultimate challenge. The big key teaches us that in life, we must unlock our potential step by step, facing obstacles with courage and determination. It reminds us that, like Link, we will encounter moments when we must face our greatest fears, but with each challenge, we unlock new opportunities to grow and reach the next level of our journey. Fact 110: the ice arrows, introduced in Ocarina of Time, freeze enemies and obstacles in place. This item symbolizes control and stillness, teaching Link that sometimes the best way to solve problems is by halting the chaos around him. The ice arrows remind us that, in life, we often encounter moments when rushing forward isn't the answer. By taking a step back, pausing, and assessing the situation, we can gain a clearer perspective. The ice arrows teach us the power of stillness, inviting us to find moments of calm in the midst of life's challenges. Fact 111: the fairy fountain, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a sacred place where Link can replenish his health and receive magical upgrades. This serene location symbolizes healing and rejuvenation. The fairy fountain teaches Link the importance of rest and recovery, allowing him to regain strength for the challenges ahead. It reminds us that even the most heroic journeys require moments of peace, where we can restore our energy and reflect on the path we've walked. The fairy fountain encourages us to take the time for self-care, ensuring we are prepared for what lies ahead. Fact 112: the silver arrow, first appearing in A Link to the Past, is a special weapon used to defeat Ganon, the embodiment of evil in Hyrule. The silver arrow symbolizes purity and the triumph of light over darkness. It teaches Link that in moments of great adversity, it is the courage and wisdom to strike decisively that leads to victory. The silver arrow reminds us that, when confronted with overwhelming darkness, we must find the strength to act with clarity and purpose, knowing that light, no matter how small, can pierce through even the deepest shadows. Fact 113: the Master Sword, a legendary weapon first introduced in A Link to the Past, is central to Link's quest to protect Hyrule. It represents purity, courage, and the will to fight evil. The Master Sword's significance grows throughout the series, acting as a symbol of Link's journey from a boy into a hero. The sword teaches Link that true strength is not just physical, but lies in the heart's capacity for courage, determination, and sacrifice. It reminds us that our most powerful tools are not always those of muscle, but of spirit and resilience. Fact 114: the fire rod, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to cast blasts of fire at enemies and obstacles. The fire rod symbolizes raw power and transformation, using the element of fire to burn through barriers. It teaches Link that power, when controlled, can be a force for progress, but without restraint, it can also destroy. The fire rod reminds us that strength must be balanced with wisdom. As we face challenges, we must choose when to act decisively and when to hold back, recognizing that how we wield our power determines its outcome. Fact 115: the bomb bag, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to store and carry bombs for use throughout his journey. The bomb bag represents preparedness and strategy. It teaches Link that success often depends on the tools we carry and how we use them. The bomb bag reminds us that in life, we must equip ourselves with what we need to tackle the obstacles ahead. Just as Link needs bombs to break through barriers, we too must gather the resources necessary to overcome challenges, ensuring we are ready when the time comes to act. Fact 116: the lens of truth, first seen in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to see hidden paths and invisible enemies. This item symbolizes clarity and perception, teaching Link that not everything in life is immediately visible. The lens of truth reminds us that to truly understand the world around us, we must look beyond the surface and seek out the hidden truths. It teaches us the value of perception, encouraging us to see things as they truly are and to find clarity in the face of uncertainty, whether in the world or within ourselves. Fact 117: the big key, first appearing in A Link to the Past, is used to unlock the final doors of each dungeon, allowing Link to face the ultimate boss. The big key symbolizes progression and the unlocking of potential. It teaches Link that to move forward in his journey, he must unlock new opportunities and face his challenges head on. The big key reminds us that life is filled with moments of decision, where we must unlock new doors to find the next chapter of our story, each one bringing us closer to our goals and purpose. Fact 118: the bomb chew, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a bomb that rolls along the ground, seeking out its target before exploding. The bomb chew represents unpredictability and surprise. It teaches Link that not all challenges are straightforward and that creative solutions can sometimes lead to success. The bomb chew reminds us that life is filled with twists and turns, and we must remain open to unconventional ways of overcoming obstacles. It encourages us to be flexible and adaptable, knowing that the path to success might not always follow a predictable course, but can still lead to great rewards. Fact 119: the ice. Arrows first introduced in Ocarina of Time allow Link to freeze enemies and obstacles in his path. These arrows symbolize control and stillness, teaching Link that sometimes the best way to solve problems is through patience and restraint. The ice arrows remind us that, in life, we often encounter situations where rushing forward is not the answer. By taking a step back, freezing the situation, and carefully assessing the situation, we can find the best way to proceed, moving forward with a clear mind and purpose. Fact 120: the Hylian shield, first appearing in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a symbol of protection and strength. With its iconic Triforce emblem, it is the shield Link uses to guard against attacks and defend Hyrule. The Hylian shield represents the strength that comes from standing firm and protecting others. It teaches Link that in life, we must be guardians of what we hold dear, whether it is our values, our loved ones, or our beliefs. The Hylian shield reminds us that true courage is not just about fighting battles, but protecting what matters most. Fact 121: the golden gauntlets, first seen in Ocarina of Time, empower Link to lift the heaviest stones and break through barriers that once seemed impossible. The gauntlets symbolize the strength to face the most difficult challenges, teaching Link that overcoming monumental obstacles requires both determination and resilience. The golden gauntlets remind us that in life, the toughest obstacles may require the greatest effort. Yet with strength and perseverance, even the heaviest burdens can be lifted, allowing us to continue our journey and unlock the next phase of our personal growth and self-discovery. Fact 122: the Master Sword, known as the Blade of Evil's Bane, is the symbol of Link's courage and commitment to protecting Hyrule. First introduced in A Link to the Past, the sword is a powerful weapon that can vanquish evil. The Master Sword symbolizes purity and the strength of the hero, teaching Link that true power comes from the heart's courage and will to defend the helpless. It reminds us that while we may face evil or fear, it is our courage, not our strength, that determines whether we succeed in overcoming adversity. Fact 123: the fire rod, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to cast flames to defeat enemies and solve puzzles. The fire rod symbolizes the power of transformation, as fire can both destroy and purify. It teaches Link that great power must be wielded carefully, for it can change the world around him in profound ways. The fire rod reminds us that, like fire, our passions and energies can be powerful forces. When controlled, they can help us overcome obstacles and ignite change, but when unchecked, they can also cause harm and destruction. Fact 124: the boomerang, introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is an item that returns to Link after being thrown. It symbolizes the cyclical nature of fate, teaching Link that actions have consequences and come back around. The boomerang reminds us that every choice we make, no matter how small, can have lasting effects. Like the boomerang, our actions will circle back to us. It teaches us the value of patience as Link waits for the boomerang to return, knowing that sometimes success comes only after a little waiting and perseverance. Fact 125: the ice arrows, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, freeze enemies and obstacles in Link's path. These arrows symbolize control and precision, showing Link that stillness can sometimes be the most effective way to move forward. The ice arrows teach that in moments of turmoil, stopping to observe, reflect, and freeze the situation can help us find clarity. The ice arrows remind us that not all solutions come from rushing forward with force. Sometimes the most powerful action is to pause, assess, and then act with purpose and precision when the time is right. Fact 126: the bomb bag, introduced in A Link to the Past, allows Link to store and carry bombs for future use. The bomb bag symbolizes preparedness and resourcefulness, teaching Link that success often depends on how well he plans ahead. The bomb bag reminds us that life is filled with challenges that require the right tools to overcome. It encourages us to gather the resources we need, to equip ourselves fully for the journey ahead, and to use our tools with wisdom and strategy, ensuring we are ready for whatever obstacles we may face. Fact 127: the lens of truth, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to reveal hidden objects, invisible enemies, and secret paths. This item symbolizes perception and insight, teaching Link that the truth is not always immediately visible. The lens of truth reminds us that, in life, things are often hidden beneath the surface, and it takes patience and awareness to uncover what is truly important. It encourages us to look deeper, beyond the surface, to see the hidden truths that may guide us forward on our own journey of self-discovery. Fact 128: the mirror shield, introduced in Ocarina of Time, reflects light and protects Link from attacks. The shield symbolizes self-reflection and defense, teaching Link that protection is not only about physical defense, but also about staying true to oneself. The mirror shield reminds us that, in life, we must not only defend ourselves against external forces, but also protect our inner values and beliefs. It encourages us to reflect on our actions, ensuring that we remain aligned with our deeper purpose and to deflect negativity with the strength of our convictions. Fact 129: the big key, first seen in A Link to the Past, is essential for unlocking the doors to the final boss of each dungeon. This key represents progress and the unlocking of opportunities. It teaches Link that each stage of his journey requires him to open new doors, face greater challenges, and grow stronger. The big key reminds us that in life, we must unlock our own potential by facing the challenges ahead. Each key we unlock brings us closer to realizing our purpose and moving forward toward our ultimate goal. Fact 130: the fairy slingshot, introduced in Ocarina of Time, allows Link to hit targets and defeat enemies with precision. The slingshot symbolizes focus, skill, and the importance of taking aim. It teaches Link that success often comes from careful attention to detail, patience, and the willingness to keep trying until the target is hit. The fairy slingshot reminds us that life's challenges require us to be precise in our actions, aiming carefully for our goals and trusting that, with patience and persistence, we can overcome obstacles and achieve success. Fact 131: the fireproof lizard scale, introduced in Breath of the Wild, is an item that allows Link to resist extreme heat. Found in areas where fire and lava dominate, the scale represents resilience in the face of adversity. It teaches Link that, like this scale, we must adapt and prepare for the challenges that arise in life. The fireproof lizard scale reminds us that while we cannot avoid difficult situations, we can equip ourselves with the tools and mindset necessary to face them, emerging stronger and more resilient in the end. Fact 132: the Triforce of Wisdom, one of the three parts of the sacred Triforce, is wielded by Princess Zelda in Ocarina of Time. It symbolizes the virtue of wisdom, guiding those who possess it toward clarity and discernment. The Triforce of Wisdom teaches Link the importance of making thoughtful, informed decisions on his journey. It reminds us that wisdom is not only about knowledge, but about the ability to use that knowledge wisely, helping us navigate the challenges of life with grace, insight, and foresight, ultimately leading to growth and understanding. Fact 133: the Ice Rod, first appearing in A Link to the Past, allows Link to freeze enemies and obstacles, halting their movement. The Ice Rod symbolizes stillness and control, teaching Link that sometimes the best way to move forward is through pause and reflection. It reminds us that in life, we don't always need to rush forward. Sometimes, taking a step back and freezing the situation gives us the clarity needed to navigate challenges. The Ice Rod teaches that stillness and reflection are powerful tools for solving problems and moving forward with intention. Fact 134: the Bombchu, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a bomb-like creature that rolls across the ground and explodes upon contact. The Bombchu symbolizes unpredictability and creativity, showing Link that not all challenges can be solved with conventional methods. The Bombchu teaches Link that thinking outside the box, embracing the unexpected, can often lead to innovative solutions. It reminds us that life doesn't always follow a linear path, and by being adaptable and willing to try unconventional approaches, we can overcome obstacles in creative ways, finding new solutions where others see only barriers. Fact 135: the Master Sword, a powerful weapon known as the Blade of Evil's Bane, is central to Link's journey in The Legend of Zelda. It represents the balance between power, wisdom, and courage, key virtues that define Link as a hero. The Master Sword teaches Link that true strength comes not just from raw power, but from the harmony of these virtues. It reminds us that we must strive to cultivate strength, wisdom, and courage in our own lives, for it is only through the balance of these qualities that we can overcome life's greatest challenges. Fact 136: the Mirror Shield, introduced in Ocarina of Time, reflects light and blocks attacks. This shield symbolizes self-reflection and the need for protection, both externally and internally. The mirror shield teaches Link that true defense comes from understanding and knowing oneself. It reminds us that to face the world, we must first understand our own hearts and intentions. By reflecting on our actions and motivations, we can protect ourselves from harm, ensuring that our defenses are built not only on strength, but on clarity and purpose, allowing us to move forward with integrity. Fact 137. The lens of truth, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, reveals the hidden world around Link, showing invisible enemies and secret paths. The lens symbolizes perception and insight, teaching Link that the truth is not always immediately visible. It reminds us that life is full of hidden complexities, and sometimes we must seek beyond the obvious to uncover deeper truths. The lens of truth teaches us the value of perception and the need to look beyond the surface, finding clarity in the hidden layers of the world and in our own experiences. Fact 138. The big key, first appearing in A Link to the Past, is essential for unlocking the final boss doors in each dungeon. It symbolizes progress and the unlocking of new opportunities. The big key teaches Link that each step in his journey brings him closer to the ultimate challenge, and with each key, he becomes more prepared to face what lies ahead. It reminds us that in life, we must unlock new stages of growth, confronting our fears and challenges with each new door we open, moving forward toward personal transformation and self discovery. Fact 139. The ice arrows, first seen in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to freeze enemies and obstacles, halting their movement. The ice arrows symbolize control and stillness, teaching Link that sometimes the best way to solve problems is to take a step back and stop the flow of chaos. The ice arrows remind us that, in our own lives, we can often overcome difficulties by creating moments of calm. Through stillness, we gain the perspective needed to address challenges with clarity and purpose, using patience as a tool to find solutions in times of uncertainty. Fact 140. The Hylian Shield, first introduced in The Legend of Zelda, 1986, is a symbol of defense, protection, and resilience. With its Triforce emblem, it represents the strength of Hyrule and the bravery of those who fight to protect it. The Hylian Shield teaches Link that true protection comes not just from physical defense, but from inner strength and resolve. It reminds us that in life, we must stand firm in the face of adversity, guarding what we value most and protecting those who cannot protect themselves. It's a symbol of courage, defense, and the power of the heart. Fact 141. The Triforce, the most sacred relic in the Zelda series, consists of three parts: power, wisdom, and courage. The Triforce symbolizes the balance of these virtues, and it guides Link's journey throughout the series. The Triforce teaches Link that true strength comes from harmony between these three elements. It reminds us that in life, we must strive for balance in all things, finding the courage to face challenges, the wisdom to navigate them, and the strength to persevere. Only by aligning all three can we truly achieve our greatest potential and overcome life's obstacles. Fact 142. The Golden Gauntlets, first introduced in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to lift the heaviest obstacles and gain access to hidden paths. These gauntlets symbolize strength, determination, and perseverance. The Golden Gauntlets teach Link that in order to progress on his journey, he must be willing to face the most daunting challenges head on. They remind us that the toughest barriers in life can often be overcome through patience and the right resources, encouraging us to build our inner strength and face adversity with courage, knowing that every obstacle can be conquered with effort and persistence. 143. The Master Sword, a weapon central to the legend of Zelda, is more than just a sword. Known as the Blade of Evil's Bane, it represents Link's courage, his ability to protect Hyrule, and the power of good over evil. The Master Sword teaches Link that true strength lies not in power alone, but in the purpose behind it. It reminds us that our greatest tools for overcoming adversity are not just physical strength, but also our commitment to justice and our ability to stand firm for what is right, no matter the odds. Fact 144. The fairy slingshot, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a simple yet effective weapon that allows Link to hit distant targets with accuracy. The slingshot symbolizes the importance of focus and precision, teaching Link that the key to success often lies in the careful and deliberate use of available resources. It reminds us that achieving our goals often requires patience and skill rather than rushing or acting impulsively. The fairy slingshot teaches that in life, we must stay focused, aim carefully, and trust that our efforts will hit the mark when we act with intention. Fact 145. The ice arrows, first appearing in Ocarina of Time, allow Link to freeze enemies as in obstacles, offering a tactical advantage in the most dangerous situations. The ice arrows symbolize the power of stillness and control, teaching Link that sometimes the best way to overcome an obstacle is to halt its progress, giving him time to act. The ice arrows remind us that patience can be as powerful as speed, and that stillness can provide the clarity needed to see the next step. Sometimes, pausing to reflect can lead to the most effective course of action. Fact 146. The bomb chew, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a bomb that rolls along the ground, seeking its target before exploding. This item represents creativity and the unexpected. The bomb chew teaches Link that not every challenge requires conventional methods, and sometimes the most surprising solutions are the most effective. It reminds us that life is full of surprises, and by thinking outside the box, we can often find new ways to solve problems and overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable at first glance. The bomb chew encourages us to be flexible and open to creative solutions. Fact 147. The mirror shield, introduced in Ocarina of Time, is a powerful item that reflects light and protects Link from attacks. This shield represents the balance between defense and reflection, teaching Link that protection is not just physical, it also involves understanding one's strengths and weaknesses. The mirror shield reminds us that true defense comes from self-awareness and introspection. It encourages us to reflect on our actions, to ensure we are aligned with our values, and to shield ourselves from negativity, moving forward with clarity and purpose, knowing that self-reflection is key to growth. Fact 148. The Big Key, first introduced in A Link to the Past, unlocks the doors to the final boss of each dungeon. This key symbolizes progress, allowing Link to face the ultimate challenge after completing a series of trials. The Big Key teaches Link that each step on his journey brings him closer to his goal, but only after he has proven his worth. It reminds us that the challenges we face in life are not just obstacles, but opportunities for growth, and each one unlocks the potential for new wisdom and strength as we move forward. Fact 149. The Fireproof Lizard Scale from Breath of the Wild grants Link protection against extreme heat, allowing him to explore dangerous areas. The scale represents endurance and the ability to adapt to harsh environments. It teaches Link that in life, we must equip ourselves to face challenges, not by avoiding them, but by preparing and adapting to the conditions we encounter. The Fireproof Lizard Scale reminds us that we are capable of enduring difficult situations if we arm ourselves with the right tools and the mindset to face adversity head on, emerging stronger in the process. Fact 150: the Triforce, a sacred relic of Hyrule, symbolizes the virtues of power, wisdom, and courage. The three pieces of the Triforce represent the perfect balance between strength, intellect, and bravery. The Triforce teaches Link that these virtues must work in harmony to achieve true greatness. It reminds us that in our own lives, balance is key. Each virtue must be nurtured and respected, for together they help guide us through life's challenges. The Triforce symbolizes the ideal that to succeed, we must blend wisdom, courage, and strength into one unified whole. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful journey through the world of The Legend of Zelda. May your dreams be filled with courage, wisdom, and the light of adventure. Let your heart rest easy, knowing that, like Link, you have the strength to face any challenge ahead. Good night.